Welcome, Cancer. It's early spring here at the time I'm recording this. You might be able to hear the birds chirping in the background. I'm going to be doing 3 readings today for the energy of Cancer. Feel free to choose 1, 2, or all 3 of the readings. Each reading will be linked to a timestamp below in the description. So to go directly to the reading you've selected, simply click on the timestamp and it will take you right to the beginning of your reading. So let's go ahead and get started. For group number 1, we've got Aquamarine, and a Giraffe. For group number 2, we have got Quattro, and a Doe. And for group number 3, we've got Morganite, and a Buck. So take a moment, choose whichever reading calls to you, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, Group 1. This is your reading for the energy of Cancer. First, Spirit, I would like to request 1 or 2 cards, please, for the predominant energy of Cancer right now. The predominant energy for Cancer right now. Okay. So we got the Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands. So the Princess of Wands is an energy of being in control, being skilled and creative and filled with action. So this energy is one that deals with being able to move through your life with relative ease right now. So Spirit, if we could have 1 or 2 cards, please, for messages on a subconscious factor or an unconscious factor that may be affecting the energy for Cancer Group 1, please. 1 or 2 cards for an unconscious or subconscious factor that may not be in their awareness that is affecting their energy right now. Okay, so the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is what we got for that query. And the 7 of Cups deals with there's a lot of choices that could be made right now, and not all of them are good choices. You may be presented with a lot of options right now and not know what way to go. Or you may be not seeing some options that you need to have a complete picture make some decision perhaps that you need to make right now. So, you know, with this moon up here, I'm being drawn to the moon in this card, which leads me to believe that maybe the case is that there are some factors that you're not aware of yet. And so you may want to step back and take things slowly. You know, the Princess of Wands is not one who takes things slowly. The Princess of Wands is one who acts with decisiveness, and she loves to act and she loves to take control. And people admire her for that. But there may be some factors involved that you're not aware of yet that will come to light. But if you make a decision right now, or rather act upon a decision right now, you might not have all the information and you might not be able to make the best decision or take the best action. So this card may be saying that, you know, maybe step back, slow down a little bit, and take in the entire picture, the whole situation. So Spirit, if you could please give us 1 or 2 cards, messages on a factor that is already in the awareness of Cancer Group 1 that is affecting this situation as well. A conscious factor for them that is affecting the situation. Okay, we got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is kind of an energy of wanting to step out, wanting to push ahead, but not being entirely ready to do that, trying to get more of a sense of the big picture. So, you know, again, I think that this is probably speaking to a similar energy here, that while you have the capability of taking control of your situation and ruling the situation, or not necessarily dominating, but just being in control, being able to handle whatever comes your way. But you're not necessarily, again, seeing the whole picture. There may be other factors involved that will help to make this decision, will help the action as you go forward, if you give it a little time to allow those other factors to clarify for you. So, Spirit, could we please get 1 or 2 cards for Cancer Group 1 with regard to what action they're being called to take at the moment for this situation? What action is Cancer being asked to take for this situation? Okay, so we got the Sun card and we got the King of Cups. Both of these cards speak of a great deal of happiness. So I think that this decision is telling you that, these cards are saying that the action that will be best for you to take is to lean into whatever it is that makes you happiest about whatever this energy is right now. When you get to that sweet spot where you feel like everything is just falling into place, you're excited, you're happy, you're lighthearted, that's the time to act. That's giving you the map to the best route to take, the best decision to make, the best action to take, is just basically what feels happiest to you, what makes you feel happy and fulfilled and just very joyful. So, you know, the action that you need to take might be just be very, very aware of your feelings as you move through whatever the situation is. And when you get to that spot where, wow, this just really feels happy, this really makes me feel good, then that's the proper time to act, and that's the right path to take. So Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards, please, with regard to what the potential outcome of this energy for Cancer Group 1 might be? Okay, so we got the Hierophant and we got the King of Swords. So I think this message is saying that in going through this situation and in following, by following this path that makes you feel happy, you're going to have a great deal of clarity in your life. You're going to come to a place where you will gain clarity, and also you will gain a great deal of wisdom. You're going to move to a higher place in your life, a higher place in your awareness, by moving through this situation and by doing it in such a way that it is something that emotionally makes you happy and joyful. And by pursuing that path, and, you know, taking these actions, but carefully, you know, considering the entire situation, and then relying on this joyful feeling that you will get, you're going to come to a place where you'll have great clarity in your life. Things will start to make more sense than they ever have before. It will be easier to make decisions for you. Things will just feel right. And you're going to actually sort of elevate your sense of knowing, or elevate your sense of belief in yourself, and understanding. By going through this, you're going to come to learn that, I think we're going back here to the action, that by relying on the feelings of happiness rather than trying to overthink everything, you're going to be able to make decisions more easily. You're going to be able to pass that on to other people, and you're just going to level up. It's going to bring you to a whole nother place in your understanding of life in general. So Spirit, let's get some clarification on some of this. Could we have, please, let's see, what deck do I want to use? I think I'll use this one. Could we get some clarification, Spirit, please, on the Princess of Wands card, the predominant energy for Cancer Group 1 here? Clarification, please, on that. Okay, so we got the Judgment card, So this energy that you're going through right now, or this energy that you're dealing with, this energy of action, is actually going to bring you to, it's going to kind of circle around and balance your life out more than it has been before. This is going to give you, it's going to give you some perspective that you haven't had in the past. You're going to be able to, again, you know, you're going to be able to understand things more clearly. You're going to be able to learn from this. This Judgment card is kind of saying that you're going to come through this, and you're going to become something new, basically. You're going to almost have sort of an evolution. And it will be something that is a permanent shift for you. Something that is just going to give you a whole new perspective on things. Yeah, and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the other card that we got for clarification here. So this is going to be just a very, very fulfilling realization. This is going to be something that's going to enrich your life. You genuinely are going to become somebody new, somebody more whole, someone more fulfilled, just somebody who just feels, you're going to feel much more comfortable in your skin. You're going to feel like your life has more meaning. Your life is just better. So, Spirit, can we get some additional clarification, please, on the Seven of Cups here, this unconscious factor for Cancer Group 1? Clarification on the Seven of Cups for them. Okay, so we got the Princess of Discs, which is Pentacles here. So this card speaks of manifestation, and then along with it, we got the Hierophant, which is a teacher or a connection to a higher being. So these two cards together are saying that by going through this transformation that you're going to go through, or this shift up, you are going to be much more connected to a higher source. And by being connected to a higher power, by having a clearer understanding and a clearer connection to your higher power, or to your intuition, your knowing, it's going to enable you to change your life, not just change yourself, but change your life around you for the better. Because of this connection that you're going to have through this process that you're going through right now. So Spirit, could we have some additional clarification, please, on the Two of Wands cards for Cancer Group 1? Clarification on the Two of Wands, please. The conscious factor, the factor that they are aware of. Okay, so the card that we got is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords speaks of some regrets, feeling like you have come to a place where you can't move forward. You're really quite stuck. And I think that paired with this Two of Wands cards, what this is saying is that in making the decision that you need to make here that will allow you to fulfill this purpose, or come to this place of enrichment, I think we're kind of going back to this energy here of focusing on what is positive in your mind, in your life, rather than focusing on what might be negative in your life. Focusing on the negative is going to be your downfall. So if while you're trying to make this decision to move forward and how to move forward, if you focus on the negative aspects, it is going to cause you to be stuck. I'd like to get some additional clarification on this if I could, Spirit. Could you please give us some additional clarification on the Five of Swords and the Two of Wands, please, for Cancer Group 1? Okay. Okay, so we got the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, and this card speaks of competition here on this card. So I think that and we've got fives here on both of these cards, and five is often an energy of perhaps being unbalanced. And so the Five of Wands here might be saying that you might be inclined to take an action. You know, the Five of Swords is kind of about thinking about things and having regrets and feeling and just sort of ruminating on things, going over and over and over things in your mind. The Five of Wands actually speaks of the action of taking taking non-directed action, taking quick action that really doesn't have a lot of purpose. It's just sort of a knee-jerk kind of a thing. It's just a reaction more than an action. And that, again, is going to bring you to a place where making the decision and taking an action to move forward is going to be either stuck or not productive, and so really not get you anywhere. So Spirit, could we get some additional clarification, please, for the Sun and the King of Cups here in the action position for Cancer, Group 1? Clarification, please, for the Sun and the King of Cups cards here for Cancer, Group 1, for the action that they should be taking. Okay, we got the Three of Discs, or the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Discs talks about, it talks about working with others, but it also talks about learning new skills, and not just learning things that are, you know, simple tasks. This is actually about learning a craft, really going deeply and taking the time and the pride in really becoming a craftsman, really becoming a master of this energy, of this work. So paired with the King of Cups and the Sun card, I think that this is saying that, you know, the idea of tuning into what makes you happy sounds simple on the surface, but it really is not. Not for most people anyway. Most of us are either A, worried about something that's coming up, or B, you know, regretting something in the past, or we're just totally distracted by something external. So I think that this card, with clarification to these two cards, is saying that this may be something that you really have to work at. You have to be very aware. You have to be very committed to master the skill of keeping your thoughts positive. So, you know, I think that this card, again, is just saying you may have to work hard to do this, but it's really worth it. You will master this skill, and by mastering this skill, you will reach a place, a much higher place that is going to transform your life for you. So, Spirit, could we get some additional clarification, please, for the Hierophant and the King of Swords here in the outcome position for Cancer Group 1, please? Okay, yeah. So we got the Chariot. The Chariot speaks of moving forward, which of course is what we're talking about here. It talks of moving forward in a very balanced way, a way that you have control over, by balancing this situation, by balancing your input with your output, by balancing your thoughts. That is going to enable you to move forward. So, you know, you want to be using this good judgment here. You know, again, we're back to this judgment, balancing things and kind of coming around to where you're taking a very a directed path rather than just like pressing forward and whatever happens, happens. And then the other card that we got is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords here is talking about a transition. And this is talking about taking some preparation, but very pointedly and decidedly leaving a situation that is not beneficial to you and perhaps is even harmful for you, to set out for a new destination here. You know, you're kind of protecting yourself here. You are setting out on this journey, like I said, with preparation, with not hastily. And these cards both kind of speak of that. They both speak of this journey. They both speak of a balanced journey and a protected journey. So, you know, none of this is something that you want to take lightly. But it is definitely a path that you want to set out on in a very directed way, a very directed manner. So, Spirit, can we get just like some final messages here for Cancer, for their current energies, and this message for them? Okay, so we got the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is speaking of coming to a place of balance, taking some time to recharge, to regenerate, to heal if necessary. So, you know, with all of this, again, I think that this is just telling us that none of this should be taken on lightly. This needs to be not a rash decision. This needs to be something that is well thought out and basically take some time to formulate a plan, to understand how you're going to go about this situation, to practice the skill of being in positive thought. And then once you are at the place where you have achieved this balance, this equilibrium, then set out on this journey, which is going to take you to a place of great fulfillment. And honestly, a new level in your life. So let's take a look and see what the guidance card that I pulled ahead of time says. This says, when in the dark, all situations and issues can seem more insurmountable and tragic than they are. All of us, even the most wise, magical, and ancient, need to allow ourselves to dream. It can give perspective in the darkness. Even by the partial light of the moon, listen to your dreams, those that come with sleep and those that whisper to you during the day. The moon smiles upon us and welcomes us to rest along our journey, to catch the stars in our hair and replenish our souls. So yes, so, you know, this is sort of going along with the same theme here. You know, take the time to rest when you need it. The situation may look distressing, but again, we want to come back to the positive side of things. We want to focus on the positive, and as we do, it can give us perspective to move forward and reach our dreams. So I hope that this resonated for you, Cancer Group 1. If it did, I would love to hear comments from you. Click the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button if you'd like to get notification when new videos go up. But above all, I am just happy that you have been here with me, and so I say thank you very much for that, and I hope to see you soon. Hi, Group 2. This is your reading. This is the Quattro group. And we will be examining some predominant energies for Cancer right now. So that's the first card that I would like to get, Spirit, please. If you could provide one or two cards, one or two messages, please, with regard to the predominant energy for Cancer Group 2. Okay, so Cancer Group 2, we got the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords talks about some deception, or perhaps something that is confusing to you. So there may be something in your life right now that is difficult to figure out. Or there could be someone in your life who seems to be perhaps not being honest with you, or maybe they're just acting a little shady. So that this card could deal either with an individual or a situation, but something just doesn't seem on the up and up right now, and that's predominating in your energy at this time. So Spirit, could you please give us one or two cards with regard to a factor that is not necessarily in the awareness of Cancer Group 2 right now, an unconscious or subconscious factor that's affecting this situation for them, something that they're not really aware of, however. One or two cards, please. Okay, so we got the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords deals with some grief or some despair. So I'm getting the feeling that there is an individual or a situation that is just not acting quite right, like we spoke about here, and that perhaps what's going on with that individual is that they are dealing with some grief or some despair or some sadness, and they're just not ready to let anyone know at this moment. But you are feeling that energy from them. You know that there's something that's off. You know that there's something that's not quite right. But at this time, they're not telling you, or they're refusing to tell you, or more likely, they're just sort of pretending like it's not the case. But you're feeling this. You're feeling this energy is off for them. And so it's causing you some discomfort, some distress as well. I'm getting that this person is close to you. This person is someone that you care about. But they're keeping something from you that is really causing them a great deal of distress, discomfort, depression. And I feel like how do I say this? I feel like it is good that you maybe are somewhat aware of this, because this may be a situation that could spiral down out of control for them. It could be that this is a situation that is just kind of making your relationship not flow very well right now, but I think it's beyond that. I think this is something that could actually be kind of serious for them. And so, I feel like you being vigilant about their situation is probably a good thing right now. They may need that. Spirit, if you could please give us one or two cards regarding a factor that Cancer Group 2 is aware of that is affecting this situation. Oops. Sorry. These cards do not want to cooperate here. Hang on. Okay, so we got the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a card of action. Okay, and we got the Hierophant. Excuse me, the Emperor along with this. So with this... Okay, with these two cards, what I'm feeling here is that this individual over here is going to need some strong advice. They're going to need some help. You know, this is a very fatherly, helpful, but strong and solid figure. So, and the Knight of Wands is all about taking action. So I think that this energy here is saying that you might need to step up and say, maybe say to this individual, hey, I know that you don't want to talk about this, or you know, you're not comfortable, but I want to help. I want to be here for you. I want to help. I want to do whatever you need. Know that I am here. So I think that this factor here is just saying that you're feeling like you need to be a shoulder for them to unload on, and for their safety, it may be that you need to take some action to kind of help them through this situation. We'll get some more clarification on that here further in the reading, and I definitely do want to get more clarification on that. But Spirit, could you give us one or two cards, please, with regard to what action Cancer Group 2 is being guided to take right now? Okay. So we got the Four of Cups and the Justice card. So with the Four of Cups, this is saying to kind of step back a little bit. So I wonder if maybe, maybe this is speaking to these cards here and saying, yes, let this individual know, or if there is this situation, make them aware that you're available, but they may not be ready to accept any help right now. You may have to just hold back a little bit, but stay in the picture. Still be there, but don't push. And the other card that we got here is the Justice card. And so, the Justice card deals with balance. It can deal with making things fair. So I'm wondering if, and of course the Justice card can also deal with a legal situation. So perhaps what's going on here is some sort of a legal situation, or a contract, or contracts can also be marriage or divorce, or so it could be that this might just be speaking of what sort of situation is going on with this individual here. And the Four of Cups might deal with an emotional situation. So perhaps this individual is dealing with trying to get out of a bad marriage, or just a bad relationship. I mean, it could be a relationship that has to deal with work. You know, it could be that there's a coworker that's giving them trouble, or a boss that's giving them trouble. And so, you know, it may be that they need to find a more legal route to deal with this situation. So, you know, that could be what this card is talking about here. This card could be talking about needing to take legal steps. You know, and maybe this individual is you. It's possible, you know. So if you find yourself in a situation where, you know, you're being unfairly treated somehow, that could, you know, mean that you need to get some legal help, or some authority to step in for you. And this card then could also mean that you should not take purely emotional steps. Don't go off all crazy, and either, you know, go off the deep end into depression, or do something to harm yourself, or this person do something to harm themselves. And it also might mean that, you know, you shouldn't blow up at somebody, because that will just make the situation worse. So kind of stepping back, taking some time, don't take on any more right now. Get somebody to help with this situation. So Spirit, if you could please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to what the probable or possible outcome of this situation for Cancer Group 2 might be. Okay, so the outcome of this, we got the Ace of Wands, so that's very good. The Ace of Wands is saying that you're, whatever the situation is, either this individual and you helping them, or if this is you, going to be able to start from a new place and move forward from this. Really, you know, take action, and that action is going to lead you to a new beginning. So this is going to resolve. It will resolve with help, probably from an authority. It will resolve with not being overly emotional, but it will resolve to a place where you can move forward from this, or this person can move forward with your help from this. So Spirit, let's get some more clarification here, please. For Cancer Group 2. Clarification, please, on the 7 of Swords here in the predominant energy spot. Clarification of the 7 of Swords for Group 2, Cancer. Okay, so we got the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is saying that there will be a happy resolution to this. The potential is there, and this will work itself out. This will work itself out to a happy situation, but it's going to require, you know, it's going to require getting some help for this situation. But the predominant energy here is saying that even though things are uncertain right now, they are going to come around to a happier place. Spirit, could we please get a little more clarification on the 9 of Cups there, please? Clarification on the 9 of Cups for Cancer Group 2. Yeah, Temperance. Okay, we got the Temperance card come out here. So yes, this situation is going to moderate. It's going to work itself out, basically, is what this is saying. There's going to come a middle ground between, you know, this extreme despair, the 9 of Swords, and this extreme and this very happy place, the 9 of Cups. You know, we're going to find a nice middle ground here where things are going to just ease up. Things are going to smooth out, and this situation will become much more tenable. It will get to a point where it's not really even an issue, but right now it really feels like it is. So, Spirit, could we get some additional clarification, please, on the Nine of Swords for Cancer Group 2? Okay, so again, we're getting these two cards that deal with a great deal of heartache and then a great deal of happiness. So again, this is saying, you know, that while this situation feels like it's really great sadness right now, great despair, great depression, it will come around to a point where everything feels much, much happier for you, or this individual, which of course will make both of you happy. And this card is not just a card of happiness, but it's a card of kind of being in control of your emotions, and not control in the way of, you know, you can go along and appear to be calm, but this card deals with somebody who genuinely does feel calm in most every situation. So, you know, while this feels like just terrible heartache right now, it's going to come around to a place where things will be much more calm. You or this individual or whatever the situation is going to feel just better. It's just going to feel better. And it's going to get to a place at some point in time, it's going to get to a place where it's just a memory, and it really won't even affect you anymore going forward, even though right now it just seems like it's huge. So Spirit, could we get some additional clarification for the the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant, or the Emperor here. Knight of Wands and the Emperor in the conscious factor position. Okay, so we got the Ace of Wands again. So that's what we have here in the outcome position. And we've got in the conscious factor here, we've got clarification of this situation, you know, getting some fatherly help, getting some support to move forward. We're getting the Ace of Wands again. And this is saying, you know, that by getting through this, getting some help, leaning on some support, this is going to bring you to a place where you'll be able to move forward, start anew, and things will work just fine. And in fact, beyond fine, we got the Ten of Cups. So again, this is saying that this is all going to come around to a place of a great deal of happiness. And so I'm actually wondering, as we're talking about, you know, the everything seems to be sort of juxtaposed, you know, sadness and happiness. So, you know, I'm just wondering if, you know, like when you wait and wait and wait for something to finally happen, when it finally does, you're so relieved. And so, you know, I almost feel like, because going through this dark period, this terribly dark time, and coming out the other end, okay and better than okay, is actually going to add to your happiness. Because right now things seem so dark, but by comparison, you know, once you get through this, it's just going to seem like such a relief. It's going to be so much happier not to have to deal with whatever this is. So it's going to come around to that. It's going to come around to a place where you can start anew. You're going to be really happy about it. And yeah, and we got the Ace of Cups too. So this is sort of a combination of, you know, starting in a new place and being just ridiculously happy. So getting through all of this is going to bring you to a place where you're just going to feel overjoyed. You're going to be so thankful because all of this has resolved and it's all worked out fine. And so, you know, whatever this is, you're going to get through it. So Spirit, if you could please give us some clarification on the Four of Cups and the Justice card here in the action position for Cancer Group 2, please. Okay, so again, we're getting this time we got the Fool. This is all about starting fresh and setting out on a new adventure. So all of this is going to clear up, and you will be able to set out without this weight on your shoulders, without this darkness holding you back, holding you down. It's going to get resolved. It's going to resolve well for you. Everything's going to be fine, and you're going to be able to start out fresh again. And so Spirit, if you could please give us some additional clarification here on the Ace of Wands in the outcome position for Cancer Group 1, please. Or excuse me, Group 2. Cancer Group 2, please. The outcome for Cancer Group 2. Clarification on that, please. Clarification for Cancer Group 2 on the outcome of this situation for them, please. Okay, we got the Emperor and the Empress. The Emperor and the Empress. And so when these cards come out together, to me, that says that things are going to balance themselves out. This is going to lead you to a place where you are much more stable, much more fulfilled. You know, this is like the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming together and creating a whole, very wholesome, fulfilled, complete individual. So, or situation. So, you know, going through all of this is going to bring you to a place where you are, you feel much more whole in yourself. You feel like, you know, like we talked about, going through this great sadness and coming out the other side is going to bring, you know, a wave of relief, a wave of happiness. So, you know, you're going to have gone, you will have gone through the trials, and you will have learned to, you know, love yourself and be powerful in yourself. And you're just going to come out of this a much more whole person. So, you know, while this looks like, initially right now, there may be some difficulties going on, but, you know, you are going to come through this sort of more complete than you were when you started. So, Spirit, if we could have maybe just some final messages for Cancer Group 2. Any final messages for them? Okay. So the Knight of Rods, which is the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Swords are what we got. And so, you know, the Knight of Wands, I believe, yeah, we got that here already. So that's about taking the action, moving forward, don't get stuck. The Two of Swords talks about making a decision, but making a decision that is unbiased, a decision that is fair. So, you know, again, I think that this is saying, don't make the decision based on the sadness, based on this current heartache that you have right now. You know, take some time, be fair in this decision, be fair to yourself, be fair to whoever else is involved. And, you know, perhaps this is leading back to this situation here where this might be kind of a legal matter. You know, if this is a legal matter, you know, trying to get out of a bad situation, this card talks about making a decision based on based on being fair and being open. So, basically don't hold a grudge, because by doing that, you're just kind of putting yourself back into the situation again. If you're trying to punish someone for whatever the situation is that you need to get past, it's actually going to steal energy from you. So, this card, I think for you, what I'm seeing is, make a clean getaway. Cut off, make the decision, cut off the connection, and move forward, and with decisive action. So I think that's the message there, that in dealing with this, don't try to punish whatever the situation is or whoever the situation is. Just make a clean break. Make this clean break and move on. And it will take you to this place where things are going to even out for you. If you don't have that hanging over your head, after you move past the situation, you will end up being much more whole and happy and satisfied because of it. So let's take a look at the guidance card that we got here. Nurture your soul today. Avoid social media, news, and other people's drama. If you cannot, do not take on what you see and hear as your own. You're invited to view the world through the eyes of innocence with pure joy. Embrace the wonder and magic and possibilities without the limiting stories, self-sabotage, and judgment. Leave the insidious cynicism toward others and self. Feel the lightness of heart and the healing love radiate within you and through you. So, again, we're going back to this and this. Don't hold grudges. Don't get caught up in the drama and the heartache and all the things that are trying to pull you down. And if you can't avoid whatever is depressing you and making you feel this despair, don't take it on as your own. Don't make it yourself, your own stuff, any more than you have to. That's what this card is talking about. Take some time to nurture yourself emotionally, and don't take on any more than what you're already dealing with. So so that's what this card is talking about. Take some time to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself, to get yourself out of this place of despair and depression, because you have this just amazing light and happiness that's coming your way. So the sooner you can move on from this sadness and despair and depression, or a difficult situation or whatever this is, then the sooner you can move on to this happiness and to this balance and this new start. So I hope that this resonated for you, Cancer Group 2. If it did, I would love to hear comments from you. Click the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button if you'd like to get notifications when new videos go up. But mostly, I am very grateful that you're here. I appreciate the time that you've taken to spend with me, and I hope to see you again soon. I hope this message is helpful to you in some way. And I hope to see you again. Thank you. Hi, Group 3. This is your reading for Cancer energy. And I'd like to start, Spirit, with 1 or 2 cards, please, for the predominant energy for Cancer Group 3 right now. Predominant energy for Cancer Group 3. Okay, so we got the Moon and we got the 10 of Coins. So the predominant energy for you right now, Cancer Group 3, is that you are relying on your intuition to bring you to a place of great abundance. You might be working on some manifestation right now. You might have a hunch about something that's going to pay off for you. You might have a feeling about someone that might be the one, but you are definitely relying on a strong intuition that you have to bring you to this place of great abundance. So trust that. Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards for an unconscious or subconscious factor that Cancer Group 3 is not aware of, that's not in their awareness, that is affecting this situation for them? 1 or 2 cards, please, of a factor that is not in their awareness that is affecting this situation. Okay, the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins is a very protective energy. It's an energy of potentially waiting. So this may be saying that, well, it could be saying a couple of different things. It could be that whatever it is that you are setting your sights on, this could be saying stick with it. You, again, have a very good intuition about things. And so this card could be saying, it could be saying that you might need to wait a little bit. It could be saying that what you are looking forward to or what you are expecting is going to come your way. But you can't ride out to get it. So perhaps don't be overzealous about this. Don't, this might be saying, don't be too forward about this. Don't be too aggressive or assertive. The situation may take a little waiting. If it's a situation of perhaps a relationship, the other individual might not be ready yet. If it's a situation of a job, the time might not be quite right, although I think that it's probably already in the works. If that's the case, if this is a job or a career or a promotion, I think it's already in the works. But there is a need for there's some work behind the scenes that needs to get done before this can actually happen. And so if you are too pushy about it, or if you're too anxious about it, or just trying too hard to make it happen right this minute, it might actually set you back. So it's best to know that you have this in the bag. I mean, you basically, this energy is on its way. It's already coming. but you may have to sit back and wait, because it may not be coming exactly the way that you think it is. So you need to let that happen in its own time, in its own way. Your intuition is right. It's coming. It absolutely is going to be this wonderful abundance for you, but you need to let it take its own time and not try and push that the way that you want it to happen. So, Spirit, if you could please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to a factor that Cancer Group 3 is aware of that is affecting this situation or could affect this situation. Something that is in their awareness. Okay, the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Wands is about celebrating or making an announcement or bringing something out of the shadows or out of secrecy or making it official, basically. So this card may be saying that you already know that this situation is in the works and you already know that it's basically a done deal. But taking this card into account, it may not be the time to let everybody know. Like if this is a promotion, it may not be, it is not a good time for you to announce that and to start celebrating yet, because it hasn't been officially announced. And so by doing that, again, you could actually harm your situation, because, you know, if you tell people stuff that you're not supposed to tell them yet, it might make, you know, the bosses really upset with you. Or if this is a situation about a relationship, the other party involved might not be ready to bring this out into the open for everyone to know, and they may have very valid reasons for that. So, you know, I think this card is just saying that while you want everyone to know about this, you want to be able to celebrate this, all of the pieces are not in place yet to do that. So don't be announcing this or celebrating about it quite yet. It'll come soon, but it's not quite time. So, Spirit, if you could please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to the action that Cancer Group 3 is guided to take right now, please. The action for Cancer Group 3 with regard to this situation. One or two cards, please. Okay, so the card that we got is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a message about celebrating and celebrating with others. So I still think it's not quite the right time, but it will be very, very soon. This is cause for celebration. This is, whatever this is that's coming your way is going to be something that you're going to want to celebrate with your close friends, your loved ones. That very definitely is what you are going to want to do with this celebration. with this situation. But at the moment, what you need to do is just to celebrate the emotion of it within yourself. The most strategic part of manifesting something new is to live in the emotion as though it's already happened. So the action that you need to take right now is to live in that celebratory energy as though this has already happened right now, and that will lock it down. That will lock it into place for you. That will ensure that it's coming your way. So that's the action that you need to take right now, Cancer. Group 3. So, Spirit, could you please give us 1 or 2 cards with regard to the outcome that Cancer Group 3 can expect of this situation? The outcome of the situation for Cancer Group 3. Okay, so we got the Ace of Cups. So the outcome of the situation is the beginning of a great deal of happiness. That is just it. This situation is going to bring you just tremendous happiness, and it's going to start you down a path of happiness. So this isn't going to be just a one and done kind of thing. Yeah, that was great, and now let's move on. This is going to be something that is going to bring you happiness in the long run. So that's a great card there. So let's get some additional clarification for you on some of this. So Spirit, if you could please provide Cancer Group 3 with some additional clarification for the predominant energies of the Ten of Coins and the Moon card, please. Clarification on that energy in the predominant position of energy. Okay, this is a little more than we want, so let's go with this first. Okay, so the cards that we got here, the definite cards that we got, is the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands. So this is an energy, this is a message that this is going to catapult you into a phase of action, a phase of doing and being that is going to be exciting. It's going to be fast-paced, and it's just going to bring you a lot of excitement, and it's going to move you forward. The other card that we got is the Ten of Pentacles, which is what we started out with. So verifying here that this is going to bring you not only a lot of excitement and movement and move you forward in your life, but it is going to be a very, very abundant time for you. It's going to be abundance in just pretty much every aspect of your life, especially with that coming up twice. So Spirit, if you could please give us some additional clarification on the Knight of Coins here for Cancer Group 3, please. Clarification on the Knight of Coins, the factor that may not be entirely in their awareness right now. Okie dokie. Well, we got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is saying that, this card is saying that you're not quite there yet. So again, you know, going back to this energy, the Knight of Coins here that we had is kind of about waiting and being patient. This is a kind of a similar energy here that's saying that only part of what needs to happen has happened so far. So there are more cups that still need to be filled up. So again, we're talking about letting this situation come to fruition in its own time at you know, the pace that the universe has set forth for it, not your time, not your pace. You know, just letting this develop naturally is going to be the best course of action for you to, you know, get to this place where it is the complete picture, where it is the real deal. The other cards that we got, yeah, I'm feeling like these cards were not what we were supposed to get. So let's get some additional clarification here, please. Spirit, could I get a little more clarification on maybe just one or two cards, please, on this position here for Cancer Group 3? These cards do not want to cooperate today. Okay, there we go. So, we got the Two of Swords, and we got the Queen of Cups. So the Two of Swords is about having some restraint and being unbiased. So you know, this may be saying, and the Queen of Cups is about you know, having fulfilled emotion, having control of your emotions. And so this, you know, these cards in clarification of this position may be saying that just slow down, don't make rash judgments if things don't happen the way you want them to happen. If they don't happen quickly enough for you, if it doesn't follow the exact path that you think things are going to or should follow, you know, don't make a rash decision about that. Have perspective, understand that, you know, that this may take, it just might take some self-control, some waiting. It's still a great situation, but, you know, again, this is kind of the subconscious here might be pushing you a little bit or getting frustrated. So don't get frustrated with this. Give it time. It'll work itself out. It'll be fine. So, you know, just be aware that maybe you have that inclination to try and push things just a little bit to make them go faster. And that's not the way to go. So can we please have some clarification here on the Four of Wands for Cancer Group 3, please? Okay, so we got some interesting cards here. We got the Five of Wands, the Prince of Wands, and the Two of Discs. So the Wands here, we're clarifying this Four of Wands. The Five of Wands and the Prince of Wands, again, are about acting. The Prince of Wands may be about rash action. And the Five of Wands is also about sort of immaturity, perhaps. And so, again, I think that this is saying you don't want to, in this situation, don't take any rash action. Don't give into your impulses to spill the beans or to push the situation because it's not moving fast enough for you. The Two of Discs is saying that the situation, you've got it under control right now, but it's a tenuous control. You know, things are, like I said, things are going to work out. They are in the process of working out. They're on their way. And you are the architect of this situation. You have put this into motion. You've put this into play. You got this, but it's a delicate balance right now. It's still in a place where it is a delicate balance. And so by pushing the energies or trying to move things along too quickly, or by, you know, digging your heels in and not going along with how things are going, by not letting things take their course, by not letting things develop naturally, you could upset this balance. So just be mindful that you have this balance, you have this control of the situation, you are keeping things aloft, and you are keeping things, you know, you've got all the plates spinning, but it's not set in stone at this point. You know, it's not, it is in flux, it's still flowing, it's still moving. So don't push, because you could knock things over and slow the process down. I don't think that you would necessarily stop the process. Whatever this is that's coming to you is a big deal, and it's definitely coming. But it could end up being maybe not quite as abundant, or not as soon, or you know, it won't work out for the optimum that it looks like it's going to here, if you allow the process to take its time, and to, you know, not get anxious and not get hasty with things. So Spirit, could we get some additional clarification, please, on the Three of Cups here in the action card, the action position for Cancer Group 3. Clarification on the Three of Cups, please. Okay, so we got the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands. Okay, the Eight of Wands is assuring you that this is going to materialize, and there will come a point when it'll all fall into place, bang, just like that, when it's supposed to. It's going to clarify suddenly, and it's absolutely going to, everything is just going to hit all at once. It's all going to fall into place. It's like everything is going to mesh. There's going to come that moment when this is going to happen. The action that you need to take in order for that is to be steady. Continue to support this situation, continue to support yourself. Again, you know, live in this energy of celebrating that this has already happened, but don't physically do anything. Don't push the situation. Just wait and believe that this is going to come your way. The other card that we got is the Wheel of Fortune. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is telling you this is going to be, this, you've spun the wheel. You've already spun the wheel. It's going to land on your prize, your, you know, this is going to happen for you. This is really going to happen for you. And it will happen suddenly and swiftly when it does. But it's not quite ready to do that yet. So don't push things. Just know that it's going to come. It's going to happen. Stay in the celebratory energy Believe that everything that you are looking forward to is coming. Whatever realm that's in, it's coming, but don't push it. So Spirit, could we get some clarification, please, on the Ace of Cups for Cancer Group 3? Ace of Cups, the outcome for them. Okay, so we got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, talks about making a decision or taking strides that are going to open your world up and give you more. Bringing yourself to a place where you can just really expand your world. And so, this is talking about you're at that place right now. You're at that place where things are opening up for you. And the Six of Wands, talks about that, that you are victorious over your life right now. You have probably potentially been through some battles, but you are at a place now where you have won. You have overcome whatever struggles it was that brought you to this place, and you have remained positive, and you have made it. You've made it. And if that card doesn't say that enough, you got the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups, we got the Ten of Pentacles twice, which is sort of material wealth and abundance. The Ten of Cups is the ultimate happiness. So happiness, relationships. So this is all going to be, it's the full package. It's the real deal. You're going to have, all of the happiness, all of the wealth, all of the abundance, whatever it is that makes your life full, you're going to have it. So don't push. It's on its way. It's coming to you, and it's going to be amazing. So let's take a look at the guidance card that we got for you, Cancer Group 3. And it says, whether you are sensitive or consider yourself not to be, the sparks of energy, thoughts, and emotions of those about you will dance around your being. It has been suggested we protect ourselves by placing a shield around us before entering the noise, bustle, and fray of our busy worlds. But here, Spirit is inviting you to think of it differently. Walk in your own power, flowing from your open heart. Open does not mean vulnerable and without boundaries. And if you feel you need support at that moment, to do so, call upon Spirit, God, your guides, your totems, angels, whomever you want to walk with you. So I think that this card is kind of going back to the celebratory energy here, and sort of keeping this to yourself, or keeping this within yourself right now. You may be wanting to, again, going back to this Four of Wands, announce this to the world, tell everybody. But this is saying, stay within yourself, stay within the knowledge that this is coming, that you deserve this, that you are so grateful for this, that it is, that that this is for you, this is coming, it's yours. So be in that grateful energy, and if you need to share it with someone, share it with whoever your higher power is. Share it with that, your soul, share it with your, if you pray to someone, share it with them, give thanks. This is talking about giving thanks to the universe. That's who you need to be communicating this with right now, because that's who's bringing this to you. So I hope this message resonated for you, Cancer Group 3. If it did, I would love to hear from you. Click the like button, subscribe to my channel. Click the bell button if you'd like notifications when new videos go up. But mostly, I'm just very, very grateful that I've been able to share this time with you. And I hope that this message provided something for you. And I hope to see you again soon. So thank you. Bye-bye.